My name is Katie
It's
Potter,
been a while.
and before I get started on this video, I'd like to ask you to maybe click that subscribe button down below. I'm trying to reach 100 subscribers because I'm just getting started here. Anyways, to get to the topic of the video, today I'll be talking about my emetophobia. This is going to be a very uncomfortable video for me to film. I know that there are plenty of people out there who struggle with emetophobia. In fact, it is the 5th most common fear in the world. For those of you who don't know what emetophobia is, it's the fear of throwing up, the fear of vomiting, the fear of just anything that has to do with it. Me personally, I've had emetophobia for the entirety of my life. There's never been a moment on this earth that I have been around that I have not had emetophobia. It is a very, very disabling fear. It has affected my entire life. I can't do anything anymore because of it. Whenever I tell people about my emetophobia fear, they always come back with, but nobody likes throwing up. Yeah, I know nobody likes throwing up, but this is so much more than just not liking it. So, like I said before, emetophobia is the 5th most common fear among people. This was so surprising to me because nobody talks about it. Nobody talks about the severity of the fear. So I'll tell you when it really impacted my life. It started about 3 years ago. Side note, like I said, I've always been afraid of throwing up and vomiting and all that jazz. It didn't just start 3.5 years ago, this is just when it really came into play. Something really big in my life happened, but that's for another video, and it gave me really, really bad anxiety. And for those of you who don't know, one of the side effects of anxiety is nausea. One night I was just sitting around, I had dinner, and then I felt really sick. Like I felt super sick and I had to lay down and I was shaking and I didn't want anyone to touch me. I just needed to like lay there, and because I was in full-on panic attack mode because I was scared of throwing up. Now, nothing happened that night. Like I didn't get sick. There was no trigger. I was just simply afraid that I was going to throw up. So that night was by far one of the worst nights ever because of how bad the panic attack was and just the severity of it and how nauseous and sick it made me feel. That I was scared the next night that would happen again, which led to anxiety, which led to me feeling sick again, which led to another panic attack, which led to blah, 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 and more nausea. So overall, it's been 3.5 years, and I have not spent a day without feeling sick. And when I say sick, I don't mean like tired and like worn out and stuff like that. I mean just like nauseous and like I can't do anything. Like I can't go outside, like I can't go out with friends, like I can't do anything like that because I'm so scared that I'm gonna be sick while I'm out. To any of my friends, if you're watching this, you know sometimes I'll say like, oh, I don't know if I'm feeling well enough to go out, or I don't know if I'm feeling well enough to go to school. When it's just that little anxiety being in the back of my head that's telling me, no, you're too sick to do this, you're too sick to do this, you're sick, remember? And that scares me. It sends me into full-blown panic attacks when it actually comes to play, like when I actually start feeling really nauseous. Over the past 3.5 years, I've spiraled down into a very severe anxiety disorder. And it sucks. It really sucks. About 2 years ago, maybe, I started going into depression. I didn't know what this depression was. I didn't understand that it was depression. I just thought that I was changing and growing up, but that wasn't the case. I started becoming really sad. I started to, I don't know, I was breaking down every night, and it was a really hard time in my life. The depression got so bad that I was numb, like I couldn't feel anything. I was completely isolated to emotion. Even my family they would tell me like I'm not myself anymore, and I wasn't myself for a good 2 years. I was just very, very sad. That depression made me feel more sick still, and I was constantly, this sickness was always on my mind. It was always there. For a couple periods of this time of anxiety and depression, I would go into just these parts, like this week or 10 days where I just wouldn't eat. I would refuse to eat because I was too scared that it would come up. I was too scared that I would throw it back up, that my body wouldn't accept it, which isn't exactly the case. My body needs food, and I'm just gonna make myself sick if I don't eat. The sad part is I know this, and I'm even in one of those periods right now. I had my first actual meal, like, I don't know, like 3 hours ago. I had my first full meal in about a week, 3 hours ago. And I'm still freaking out, and I'm still scared that it's not gonna stay down.
Just a side note from me editing this, it did stay down.
My body's become immune to not feeling, you know, the feeling when you eat food, that happy feeling when you eat food. My body doesn't feel that anymore. And you know how you feel the food in your stomach? Whenever I feel that now, my brain mistakes it for nausea. And my rational brain, the rational part of me says it's just food and it's nothing to worry about, but it really is. I mean, no, it's not, but I'm just scared of it. It's become a daily worry where I'll wake up and I'll think, am I sick? And that's like my first thought in the morning, and then that just trails me down into anxiety, and then I end up feeling sick. Anyways, with the depression and stuff like that and anxiety, I'm on medication for it now for the past month or so. I've been on it, and it is helping with my depression. I'm out of that now, but my anxiety is still there, and I'm still feeling sick. The point of telling you all this is to say that emetophobia really is a life-disabling fear. I would literally rather die than throw up. On the funny side of all this emetophobia stuff, it has gotten me to do some crazy stuff. Okay, I come up with these superstitions of my own. Okay, so I'll list some of them for you. Oh, by the way, for these superstitions, it's like I think to myself, if I don't do this, I'm going to get sick. Like that's how I plan it out, or that's how I think it out. One of them is if I don't brush my teeth every night, I'm gonna get sick. Like if I go to bed without brushing my teeth, then the next morning I'm gonna be sick. It's plain and simple, just like that. Another one is if I don't go to bed without my window closed, then I'm gonna be sick apparently. For a while, after I actually had a stomach bug back in 2011, I couldn't wear my hair in a ponytail because that was how it was when I got sick. In a ponytail. One of the things I also can't do, and I still can't do to this day, it doesn't matter how long ago, it doesn't matter how many times it was washed, but I can't wear the same clothes. I can't wear the same clothes as the day I got sick, otherwise that's hell for me. Anxiety town. I read up on emetophobia, and I was trying to figure out ways to get over it, and in this one article it said that emetophobiacs, I guess that's what they're called, people who have emetophobia aren't generally like throw-uppy people. People who are scared of throwing up can tell you what the weather was, what time it was, what they were wearing, what they had to eat that day or before. We can tell you every single detail of that time. Anyway, so I just wanted to say, if you have emetophobia, you're definitely not alone. This is one of the things that I had trouble with, is that I thought I was very alone in having emetophobia. That will conclude my video for today. I hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like and a comment, maybe subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.